Hello everyone and welcome to day 1 of the Grand Chess Tour in Paris. It's the Rapid event. First we're gonna have 3 days of Rapid and then 2 days of Blitz. In the Rapid event the time control is 25 minutes for all moves, and for every move starting from move 1 we have a 10-second delay, and then after 3 days of Rapid we have 2 days of Blitz like we said, and then you will have 18 rounds of Blitz with 5 minutes plus 3 seconds delay. So that's about the time control. Here we have a wonderful game from round 3, young Krzysztof Duda versus Alexander Grischuk. Really an insane game, but before we check it out, we do have one nice photo I want you to see, courtesy of Leonard Otis, official photographer of the Grand Chess Tour, and this really raises the bar in chess photography. This I hope you're ready for it. Here it is. Shahriar Mamedyarov and Maxim Vachier-Lagrave enjoying a nice swing there. You can see they're both very happy, and regardless of how they play here in Paris, with this attitude, they are already winners. So there you have it. I do hope you enjoyed that. In the description below, as usual, you can check out some of Leonard's other work. I will put a link to his Twitter and Instagram profile in the description below, so feel free to check out his other work. Now, getting back to the game, Duda opens with the white pieces and he plays f3. We have d5 by Grischuk, c4 and now d4, just grabbing more space in the center, and we have b4 by white. White does the same and now controls a lot of squares on the queen side. We have f6 by black. This is the main line, preparing to push e5. Very rare that you will have an f6 in the opening. e3 and now e5 as planned. And now white pushes c5. So this is all very nice preparation. We have a5 challenging the flank here. And queen to a4 check. And here you can choose if you want to block with the bishop, you want to block with the queen. You could also block with the knight, but that's very rarely played. So if you play bishop blocks, then you can even play something like b5. But here we have queen blocks, and here Duda plays bishop to b5. Now, of course, attacking the queen, so c6, you have to play this. Bishop back to c4, and now knight to a6, preparing to capture on b4. And here Duda goes... E captures on d4. Grischuk pushes the pawn. We have e4 challenging the knight, and now just b5 challenging the knight here on a6. We have knight to b4, and now a3 challenging the knight once again. So here we have a trade. E captures on f3, we have a captures on b4, and now queen captures on d4. So what do you play here? d3. This is the way this line is played, and you will allow queen e5 check and a capture on g2. So this is all home preparation from Duda. Queen e5 check with bishop to e3, and now pawn captures on g2, threatening to win the rook. Rook to g1, and this is where the game really begins, because all of this has been played before. There is one game played in 2013, 2014. It was played in a tournament over New Year in Denmark Team Championship. Tiger Hiller Persson versus Johnny Hector played queen captures on h2 here, and of course white won a very nice game. Now white played a bit differently, but probably Duda prepared the correct line here. After queen captures on h2, yes, you are threatening to capture the rook, but here white just ignores you. White will just play king to d2, allow you to capture the rook, and after queen captures here, b captures on c6, now threatening to capture here with check, grab another queen, and after black, prevents this, king to d8, now you play knight to c3. You threaten the queen, and after queen to h2, preparing to queen the pawn, now you play knight to d5 with a terrible threat, and here, basically, whatever black plays, black will lose. If you just play pawn to g1 queen, you can just play rook captures on g1, just to get the queen's defense of the c7 square eliminated, and after queen captures you can just play c7 mate. This is just insane. Knight covers e7, the queen covers this diagonal. This is just beautiful, and of course the knight guards the pawn here. So it is not possible to capture the pawn here, and Grischuk did not know this. Grischuk had to calculate a lot here because Duda didn't waste any time getting to this position. He just blitzed out all of the moves, and Grischuk spent a lot of time. And since you only have 25 minutes, you don't really get to spend all that much time. So Grischuk played knight to e7. He said, okay, I'm not touching that pawn. I mean, if you played it all the way here and you're allowing it, probably Grischuk thought he doesn't even need to calculate it to know it's bad for him, but you can't just trust your opponent. I mean, you don't get to be 2750 plus a grandmaster by trusting your opponents. But okay, here Duda also doesn't bother himself with the g2 pawn. He just continues knight to d2, continues developing, and again here you can capture on h2, but now okay, knight f3 guards the rook, kicks away the queen, queen h5, and now knight to d4 puts more pressure here. So you don't really want to do this, especially if you're running into preparation like Grischuk is doing here. So after knight d2 we have bishop to d7 by Grischuk, and now b captures on a5. And here knight to d5 by Grischuk. Knight to f5 would have been a little bit better because it prevents Duda's idea. Here Duda goes d4, attacks the queen. If the knight was here, you would be able to just capture that d4 pawn, but okay, then Duda would play something else. Queen captures on h2 now. You have to play it, as you have to move the queen either way, and the white doesn't really have a good way to punish you, so why not? Knight f3 defends the rook, attacks the queen, queen to h5, and now even a6. Here Duda's plan is to just capture on b7, give up the queen. You don't really give up the queen since you're going to get another one, and then you're going to recapture the rook. So what do you do here? Question is, can Grischuk capture the knight? Not really. If you capture the knight, you get a captures on b7. Like we said, this doesn't do anything. You just grab another queen and then recapture the rook. So probably rook b8, and then you play b captures on c6. And now, well, knight captures on e3, you can play this, but then c7, again you try to give up the queen, but now you have two connected pass pawns on the 7th rank. Black is dead lost here. For example, queen captures on b7, you can play something like that, but it just captures on b8 with check, queen captures, and now queen to a8, white is with the two connected pass pawns is in a much better position. Check, king d2. Now you have to trade here, and after you move the king, now even d5, threatening d6 mate, as the bishop covers all of the squares here, and the rook covers squares here. So white can even play in such great style, and whatever black plays. Now you capture the knight, and now you're just, well, better here. Bishop to e7 by Grischuk, not caring about the knight on f3, and now Duda continues with his plan. A captures on b7, rook captures on a4, rook captures on a4, and now Grischuk castles. And here we have rook to a8, just hoping to grab that rook and promote this pawn into a queen. So what could you play here? Well, probably best was c captures on b5, but then you get rook captures on f8, bishop captures on f8, you get another queen into the game, and then b captures on c4, you grab another bishop, and now it's hard to play this. I mean, black would win this game. There's not all that much you can do here. The past c pawn is very strong. You'd probably have to go back, defend the knight on f3, and then it's just going to be a terrible game for white. So Grischuk doesn't go with that idea, which was probably the best way to go. He goes rook to e8, but okay, he wants the queen to be able to recapture, so white doesn't have a defender of the b8 square when he wants to grab another queen. We have king to d2, and now Grischuk again probably g5, and then after rook captures on g2, king g7, just getting the king out of the back rank. But still, it's a tough position for Grischuk. He's very low on time, and well, he's you still feel that you ran into preparation and you have to, create something. But here, instead of that, Grischuk played king to f8, which does not work. So feel free to pause the video here and try to figure out why it doesn't work. While I give you a couple of seconds. For those of you who were able to do it, congratulations, you have just found a brilliant line. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, you have to find bishop to f4, but not now. First, first you capture the rook, and then if bishop captures, then you just get a queen into the game. It's not really something you want to do. Queen here, and then after queen captures here, now you go queen g3. Queen captures, f captures, and after captures, you will get c captures on b5, but now bishop to d5. And here it's bishop and rook against two bishops, so while the bishop pair is very nice, the bishop and rook will be stronger. For example, f5, you're going to capture on g2, soon you're going to get rid of this one, and at the end of the day, you have two connected pass pawns. So, not happening. So, Grischuk, of course, went with queen captures on e8, and now comes bishop captures on d5, removing the defender of the f4 square. And now it's all over. there's no defense against this. If you capture the pawn, bishop f4 guards the queening square, you're just gonna queen that pawn. This is why I said if you found bishop to f4, then you easily found rook captures and bishop captures on d5. So Grischuk played bishop to d8 here, but it's the same, doesn't really work. The idea is, I mean, there is a trick. Now, if Duda promotes to a queen, then you get bishop a5 check, and then you just pick up the queen, black wins the game. But Duda, of course, is not tricked easily. He just played his bishop to f4, controls the b8 square. We have bishop to a5 check by Grischuk, but king to d1, and it was in this position that Alexander Grischuk resigned the game, as there is nothing more to do here. Whatever you play, next move you get a queen into the game, and it's all over. C captures, b8 queen, and white is just up too much material. Queen captures, bishop captures, and as you can see, black has two bishops and white has two bishops, but also a knight and the rook, which is very nice. So yeah. After this king to d1, Grischuk resigned the game, and a brilliant victory for Jan Krzysztof Duda. I will not mention the standings, as I'm planning to show another game tomorrow morning, so we're gonna check out the standings then. So yeah, really an impressive game. I do hope you enjoyed it. I would like to thank Calcio, Donald Hughes, Jimmy Hernandez, Borislav Milanovic, and Clark Archer for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. And congratulations, Mr. Clark Archer, who decided to return to competitive chess at the age of 49. So congratulations on your decision, sir. And don't forget to brush up on that endgame. So yeah, really hope you enjoyed it, and for the end of this video, maybe check out this nice photo again. Just look at those two. That's looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, as usual, you can check two of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. Continuing the short coverage of the Grand Chess Tour in Paris, continuing the Capablanca saga, and as usual, checking up on your suggestions. Thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your Saturday.